call the benevolent beings of light, archangels and ascended masters, to guide and inspire us during this forum. Our forum's vision is to bring the understanding, tools, discipline, and support for those seeking to enter the straight and narrow path, the road less traveled, that will lead us along effectively and steadily through the ascension process. Integration of the human experience with our divine origin is moving us full circle to achieve our divine potential. So be it. Amen.
7 rules of life. Number 1, make peace with your past so it won't disturb your present. Number 2, what other people think of you is none of your business. Number 3, time heals almost everything. Give it time. Number 4, no one is in charge of your happiness except you. Number 5, don't compare your life to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is all about. Number 6, stop thinking too much. It's all right not to know the answers. Number 7, smile. You don't own all the problems in the world. I loved it. Thank you. Tonight's topic is angelic colors. Now, what I'd like you to understand about colors is this. There's colors associated with so many aspects of your life. And this is just one more color that will bring you the assistance that you need to move in fulfilling your missions, fulfilling your life's plan, for all of the attributes that are attached to these colors. They don't follow necessarily, a couple of them do. The birth month, which you get the stone that is for January, February, March, April. That is not what this is about. This is about the month and the angelic vibration that's attached to it. There is a number as well. I don't know if it actually is the number 1 for January, 2 for February, 3 for March, etc. I'm not sure about that. But what I do know is the aspects that they have described along with the colors is something that we're going to go over in segment 2 to see in your inner reflection on this. Do you feel that the color that was associated with the month is actually a part of you? Something that is giving you strength in your daily life. I reflected on April because that's where I am born. March, my daughter. August, my husband. And July, my son. And yes and no. I see quite a bit of it, but not all of it. And that'll be the same for you. Okay? So what you want to do is watch that video again at your leisure and really look at the colors and what they represent. The deep blue. My mother was a January. She needed that tranquility that color brought her. I didn't know that at the time because January, they need to know. Those are the people that are prone to want to know. And because they want to know so much, they get themselves in a very high-strung position, which is very hard to live with somebody like that. So that color, which she did like that color, is very, very healing. Now, the colors on their own, without being your month color, if you want to bring these aspects into your life, have these colors, the colors that you feel would be very nourishing to you in your house. Have accessories in those colors. or buy outfits that like a top in the color that you feel would nurture you or bring you assistance according to what is written here, which is very accurate, to tell you the truth. And so you'll have that color on you, even if it isn't associated with your month. It will bring you assistance because that color has these aspects behind it. Some people love all the earth colors, just want everything in the natural earth colors, tans and brown and all of that. And for them, that's nurturing. There are those that like bright colors. Their house is extremely colorful. My daughter had like bright blue walls in some rooms and kind of purple in others. And yeah, it was a sight to behold. And it wasn't in my house. Others like very quiet, right? White or off-white, very light colors, pastel colors, makes you feel very peaceful. Those are very high level colors, the pastels. So going back to what we were talking about the colors. So I suggest to you to do what I'm experimenting with. I wear different color clothing and then test out how it is affecting me. Does it bring me to another level? Does it make me feel, just a second, notification came on my screen. Does it help me to be more of what I want to be or what I want to accomplish in a day? I noticed that vivid colors like deep purple and any shade of purple for me, violet, or a mixture of like a violet and a white together is a very powerful color for me. Even though I'm an Aries, it's not necessarily my colors, but it definitely is very powerful when I wear that color. And I have people making comments about the color. Also, very deep blue, very deep blue. It just does something. And I love the color. I used to have tons of clothes in like a deep blue. I don't even know how to say it. I even bought towels and bedding and everything in this nice deep, real dark blue. And I really love that color. So see what you feel good in, and look in the mirror and see how it brings out the light in you. You'll notice that. Coral is a really nice color because I have kind of peachy skin. Yeah. And so that's a good color for me, but I only have one top in that color. And I don't even know if it fits me anymore. But really experiment with colors. It's quite amazing how it'll bring up your energy. Certain colors will. Now, when you see elderly people in Florida walking around with gold shoes and gold purses, I kind of think that's over the top. But for them, they think it's very pretty. And I hope that they feel good in it. But and silver is a beautiful accent color if you can get that on certain items that is appropriate, like a jacket or something. It really looks sharp and it'll catch attention. It really will. So play with colors. They are so amazing. Barbara, could you mute? Thank you so much. Um, it's so amazing how it will change everything. It will bring out a certain energy in you and help you to accomplish what you set out to do. So many people here are born in the spring, and the spring children very specifically respond to colors tremendously, very much so. And the middle, like going into summer to the up to the fall months. Usually, if you'll notice, because of the heat or because it just is more appropriate to wear lighter colors or white or just very quiet pastel colors. And it also will help you. It'll help you to stay cooler and respond very nicely to that soft coloring. In the fall colors are absolutely stunning. And I was actually experimenting at one point, and I still do it. I wear colors appropriate to the season, and it really does help. It's wonderful, and it feels good inside. What we're trying to do here is give ourselves as much help as we can possibly give ourselves, because our bodies are going through so much hard work in this ascension process. So if you can do anything to make it easier for you to get through every day, because you never know when something is going to come at you because of the cleansing part of this, where you're unloading so much toxins, not only from a cellular level, but from your consciousness, toxic thoughts, past activities or actions or experiences that we've been through. It's so important to let that go. And as it comes up, it causes a lot of emotional turmoil. And that is so important for us to nurture ourselves during this time. Yes, go through it. Let it go. If you feel that you need to cry and nothing is even happening, just respect that, because something is coming up to be healed. The healing is the release. And then you bring in that light. And more light that you bring in, the more power that you are recovering, the more strength that you have, because in that light is everything you need. In fact, it is God animating you. God is the light. God is the light. You take in as much light and oxygen, take in as much water, rest yourself as often as you can, because these are the days when you need it the most. It isn't about getting old or you don't feel good. It's about healing. When you get so-called sick, you're healing. You're releasing something from your system, or many things. With me, it's usually psychological. I'm cleansing my consciousness constantly. Everything I see, because when you live consciously, you see everything. You hear every word you say and every thought you think. And when you don't like what you just heard, do something about it right then and there. Throw it into that violet fire. Let it transmute back into pure energy so that you can reuse it. Because we're only allotted a certain amount of energy for a lifetime. Did you know that? So you want to recycle that back into pure energy that can be reused. Because once it's used for some vibration or other, that's it. It's in that vibration. So you want to cleanse it. Use that violet fire to cleanse it so that that comes right back for use, and it's pure again to be used in whatever way you choose. Yeah. That's why when you are overloaded with emotions and anger and fear, you feel like you have a 10,000-pound weight on your back. You can't even take a deep breath because you don't have the energy coming in through the light, because it's clogged up from what? The lower, denser energy that we hold on to. When events happen in your life, please look at it as a grace and gift to you. Nobody's punishing you. Life is helping you. The universe responds to you. How? Not in the way that you make believe you are. It's in the genuine who you are, what you believe, what you fear, what you love, and the universe is just constantly bringing that to you so that you can do what? Keep cleansing it. Be aware of what you're thinking and feeling, of what's going on in your consciousness so that you can be free. Freedom is an internal journey. Each one of you have your own journey, your own path, even though collectively we're together because we're on the same page. But your journey is yours. The things that you need to take care of, individual. People say to me so many times that aren't really clear on what we're talking about here. Why is God punishing me? God does not punish anyone. All that you see happening is your own belief system playing out in front of you, because the universe literally plays according to what we believe. It will bring to us what we believe. We say to ourselves, I'm not afraid. And then all these things happen to see just how afraid we are. I say to you this: use every tool that you have in your toolbox, the colors, the numbers, the practices that you do to stay peaceful. Pray and also act. Get out there and live your life fearlessly. You can't hide from yourself. You can't run away from yourself. You'll always be there. People think if they move away from all the people that they were involved with, that their life will be clean and clear and they can start all over. Well, unless you start over, you're bringing all that with you because it wasn't them. This is what you brought. You see, this is time for us to be absolutely impeccably honest with ourselves. And while we're going through all this work on a cellular level, on a molecular level, on a consciousness level, on a physical level, on the outside and inside, we need to pamper ourselves, bring everything we can to make ourselves peaceful and comfortable, and then deal with what we have to deal with. Every time you unload something of a lower, denser energy, you have that much more light in you, and power comes with that light. Power to love and heal. The light heals. The light brings higher consciousness, the connection to the sacred heart and the divine mind. You have to be at a certain frequency for that to really lock in so that you can utilize it every day of your life. These are the days when we have to stand up and be the great beings of light that we are. We have to stand tall and not be afraid. And if you are afraid, let go of the fear. It's a thought form. It's a belief. It isn't real. And when you let it go, you feel so different. You feel like you can stand in the face of adversity, and you can. When I traveled around the world, I had to face things that were really, really scary, unknown to me before, because you have no idea, unless you travel a lot, what it's like in other countries. Let me tell you. And when you have to stand there and you center yourself and turn this over to God, you can take care of anything. I can talk to a king as like I talk to anybody else. Anyone in authority never shook me because I stayed in my center. I didn't allow fear to enter in. I had a dog who was at my friend's house, and this dog was vicious, and it was trained to be a watchdog. And she forgot to lock the dog up. And I came in the door like I always did. And that dog was charging towards me as fast as it could. And I was the only thing in that hallway. And I said, I am not afraid. And I projected that thought at that dog, and I started commanding him. He slammed on his brakes, slammed his butt down when I said sit, and he just sat there, and his master came in the hall and said, "What did you do? How did you stop that dog?" And I said, I was fearless. I would not allow myself to be afraid. And that dog felt it. Any animal feels, they sense it, they smell it, they see it in your energy field. They can see fear. Yeah. And they will go for you because they figure, uh-oh, they're trouble. But when you're in your center and you hold true no matter what you're facing, you can face anything, even a demon. And let me tell you, they're running around in human bodies. They are. I've seen it. The world isn't an easy place to be. It is graduate school, my friends. We are at the finals right now. Until 2032, we are being tested and tested and tested again. We are going to be brought before anything that we still fear so that we can get over ourselves. If you remember who you really are, what is there to be afraid of, for God's sakes, right? If God is with you, who could be against you except yourself? Unknowingly. It is so powerful once you know this. It gives you so much strength to carry on with a smile on your face and in dignity. You are gods and goddesses in the making. Your Father is God. Who would you be? You're his children. You have the same power to create. And if we create beautiful things, our world becomes beautiful. If we create dense, lower energy things, our world becomes corrupted, as you can see in the world today. Make your world beautiful and clean and holy. Hold true to who you really are, no matter who's with you, no matter what you face. Understand it from a 5D point of view. God only loves. Jesus taught that to us. Most of you sat at his feet and listened, you know, personally. God is love, not the God of the Old Testament that punished and people feared. I remember proclaiming to the universe, if that's my God, then I don't want to know him. And so I rejected that. But when I read the New Testament, I said, now that's the kind of guy I want to listen to. That God that loves, supports, sustains life. That's God. And you are here to emulate that love. So use the colors, use the numbers, use the angelic, anything you can, because the angels were created to serve, to bring you everything you need, constantly catering to you. 90% of the time, does anybody even recognize this? Remember them in your prayers and be thankful and call them in. Call in the great beings of light that work with you. A lot of us have the same guides that have been working with us for eons of time. We're on the same page. We're in our hearts, and we know love, and we understand what's going on in the world. Most people don't know what we know. How sad is this? All you do is set the example. That's why we're here. Don't try to fix anyone. When they're ready, they'll come and ask questions. It's very important why I'm repeating this to you, and I'm telling you why. Because people are so agitated right now, because a lot of people are not cleansing themselves of all the emotional turmoil that they have inside them. So all you've got to do is one little thing, and you will trigger them, and they're going to unload on you. I don't personally want that. But if somebody approaches you, like Robin was saying earlier, and just opens up once you lock eyes with them, they know who you are, that you are the light, and they can unload their thoughts and feelings and tell you their story. They're actually doing confession, believe it or not, because of the holiness that you are. They're actually doing confession. So if that's our placement, which it is, we came here for this purpose. Forget everything else. It's all secondary. Jobs, secondary, yes, important. And we must do a good job because that's our nature. What we do 200%. Somebody told me that they had to hire 10 people to replace me in a firm that I was a manager. 10 people. I laughed, but it was true. If you do things halfway, then you're not giving it your all. You're being measured and checked every day by the great benevolent beings above. They're watching us to see if we're truly who we say we are. We can make believe, and people would never know. Oh, she's so nice. Oh, she's so loving. Yeah. And then she goes home and beats up her dog and beats up her husband and is nasty to her kids. That's not us. And if we do that, let's clean it up. Let's stop that. That's not for you. We have to be genuine, authentically who we are, not just put on a pretty face for the people that we're going to be with that day, not trying to impress anybody. Try to impress yourself. I used to say to my grandsons when they were really little and competing all the time, I said, compete with yourself, not with your brother or your neighbor. Compete with yourself to do better every day. And they started doing that, and they're excelling in their life because somebody thought to tell them the truth. There's one truth, ladies and gentlemen, universal truth. And that's what we speak about here. The truth from a 5D level of understanding. For your sake and everyone that God brings to you, stay in your center. Be willing to go the extra mile. Be kind and gentle as you wish to be treated, and you will be, because everything comes full circle back to the sender. So your angelic colors will help you. The numbers assigned to your month will help you. Everything take notice of. It's always signs and wonders. Everything is there to show you something. That is living consciously. So with great love, I will stop here. I don't know what time it is. Yes, it's time. And I will be doing a summary after the questions and answers. And we have much more to coming. So I'm going to tell the people now that are on YouTube that you can come to the forum. You just send an email to on the website, it has the address, and you can join us on all 3 segments. This is only segment 1 that you get to hear, and the closing statement. Okay. So our website is ourdivineorigin.com. All right. And I turn it back over to the host, Janet. You're muted, hon.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Christine, can you please play the song?
So that song is so powerful. Take the chance. You are so powerful. Don't be afraid. Be you. Get out there and do what God brings to you. And do it with all your heart and soul. Thank you. So, angelic colors. So, tonight we didn't just stick with that. We talked about colors in general, colors related to other things. Take your own preference and bring it into your life. Color is so beautiful. A lot of times you'll notice people just wear gray or black, just very somber colors. And honestly, it's almost like a cloak, right? It's like a cloak. So don't cloak yourself. Let your light shine. Let the colors that are in your energy fields shine so that people can see the beauty of your colors. This is not a time to hide. This is a time to be authentically you, to feel confident and beautiful just the way you are. And if you're out there and people aren't responding to you in that way, in retrospect, you go and you look at yourself and say, what went on today and why did that happen? Don't blame them. Take full responsibility for what happened that day. At first, I didn't want to. I said, it's got to be somebody else but me sometimes. You know what I mean? But it isn't, because we're all reflecting each other. And the purer the light is of the person that you're standing with, the more you see yourself in living color. And it's scary. It really is, because you want to think that you're seeing them, but you're really seeing you. All you see is you in everyone. So when we judge somebody, or we make fun of them, or we make a comment about them, guess who we're talking about? A part of ourself that we don't love. So the concept that we're all one is exactly what I just explained to you. You only see yourself in everyone. There I am. And sometimes I go, there I am. Really scary. The other day, it was scary. But what did I do? Did I judge what I saw? No. I blessed it so that I could bless it in me, because it was a reflection of me in another time. You see? So the difference now is that you take and keep yourself conscious that when you're looking at something that's offensive or just hard to even look at, just send a lot of blessing and light into it to help heal it. You're not only healing it outside of yourself, but you're also healing it inside you. It could be just one cell of your body still has that vibrational frequency in it. That's all this is energy. Everything is. You see, that's what you're healing, energy healing. So with that in mind, make every day, make it a conscious effort to see and know yourself fully. in your reactions, in your statements, in what you're thinking at any moment. Stop yourself immediately if you see or hear yourself judging, because all you're doing is judging yourself, okay? Right now, the most important thing we can do for ourselves is to heal. Heal on every level. So in doing what I suggested, it is the fastest way to heal yourself. You're not being attacked, you're witnessing. And in that witness, you can do a lot of healing just by blessing it, sending it light. The angelic colors are here to help liven everything up, to bring beauty into your life. Everything, numbers, colors, music, everything. Make it a pleasure for you. When you're in the car, like years ago when I didn't know anything, all I did was I'd crank up that music that I loved and it would be screaming in my head and I'm singing on the top of my lungs. I didn't care. If anybody saw me, they could laugh all they wanted. Bring that joy back into your days. It livens everything up for you. Again, the colors, bring these angelic colors into your life. Start really making things pretty, because in that beauty of the colors, it has a vibration to it that is very helpful for all of us. Black has its moments. It really does. And we'll talk about that at another time. That to me is the absence of color. White actually, when it reflects in the sun, it actually is like a rainbow. It has all colors in it. So the topic tonight was to help you to remember to bring in these beautiful colors, experiment with them, see how you feel, see how people comment about it, like Janet was saying, because they can see differently than we do, right? We get dressed, we look in the mirror in the morning, okay, I'm ready to go. But they're looking at you from a different light when you're out there. Yeah. For you men, if you wear a tie, start experimenting with more colorful ties. There was this guy that I knew. He was a big investor guy. He had all the money in the world. All he wanted was ties. And everybody that was a friend would buy him a beautiful silk tie. And he had funny ones, cartoon ones. He had red ones, blue ones, black ones, green ones, things with cartoon characters on it. He was so playful. Even though he had this $9 million suit on, he had these crazy ties. And it was so much fun. So be fun. Start playing a little bit. Bring this joy into your life, because there's so much going on to bring us down and to hold us in a lower frequency. Let's start getting more playful. Jesus said, "Come unto me as a child," not childish, but innocent and fun. Hang around some kids or watch them play. They are so much fun when they're good kids, when they're not fighting. They're so much fun because they're curious and they want to know and they see things, they ask questions. Get more playful. Bring out that part of yourself, that curious, wonderful, young, healthy mind of yours. Bring it back up and start playing with it. Let's have some fun. Having the weekends off has done wonders for me, because I actually have time to do this. And I'm finding it to be such a pleasure. And even my husband, Charlie, said, "Whoa, you are like full of fun and joy. We always want to do things on the weekend now." I said, yes, this is so important, because most of our life, what are we doing? We're working. We're serious. We've got to do a good job. We've got to pay attention. But when you're outside of that environment, it's time to play and have some fun. Good, clean fun. Don't get crazy on me here. Really, let the angels play with you. They are so much fun. They're always around you.
We are deeply grateful for this forum. We thank those in attendance for your attention, for your wonderful questions, future topic suggestions, and stories that touched our hearts and opened our minds to new possibilities. Our collective energy has filled this forum with light and love for each other. We are so grateful that each of us brings guides and angelic beings to the forum, raising the frequency ever higher. We are grateful for the assistance, inspiration, and guidance from the benevolent beings overseeing the forum. Know we are all deeply loved and richly blessed. Amen.